Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Grizzly. This is Grizzly True Crime, and today we are here because the police in Two Rivers, Wisconsin have announced that there will be a press conference to talk about the investigation into the disappearance of Elijah Vue. Now, if you've never heard of this case, don't worry. Firstly, in the description box, I put a case background right up there for you. And then also, I'm going to do a little presentation now in a moment. So hold on one second here, so that we can just do a recap. Sorry, if you didn't hear sound on the intro there, I'm not too sure if you did or didn't. Sorry about that if you didn't. Okay, so let me bring this up. Please like and share so that others can also learn about this update. It's been a long time, right? And so there was a little bit of news recently where some, human remains were discovered very close to Elijah Vue's mother's home. But the police said it's not confirmed to be Elijah's, and everybody just needs to just wait for an update. So today there's going to be an update, right? Okay, first, welcome to all my moderators. Thank you so much for everything you do. Welcome to all my patrons, members, subscribers, anyone new here, and any family or friends of Elijah Vue. Of course, except his mother, who's in jail. Heather, whatever, said grateful for G and you all. Thank you so much, and thanks for being a member for 4 months. Just a quick mic check. You guys can hear me, right? Sometimes Bill Gates likes to, just switch up my mic settings. Hold on one second. I just want to make sure that the sound is all good so that we were ready for the press conference. Okay, so the press conference is going to start at past. If you're watching this live with me, right now it's 17 past. I can't say what time because we're all from all over the world, right? Okay, so this is a presentation that I made a while ago, so I just want to go over some of this just so that we kind of know what this case is about. It's been a long time, right? There was an Amber Alert for Elijah Vue, and he was 3 years old, or is 3 years old, last seen February 20th. Actually, his 4th birthday was recently celebrated by the community. Okay, 3 years old now last seen February 20th of 2024 around 8 a.m. And it was at Mishicot Road, Two Rivers, Wisconsin. I hope I said that okay. 3 foot tall, approximately 45 pounds, dark brown hair, a birthmark on his left knee. He's Hmong and white ethnicity, and last seen wearing gray sweatpants, red and green dinosaur shoes, and was possibly covering a plaid red and white blanket. And then I remember they found a blanket kind of nearby the home as well, which was quite something. So Tanya Lorraine Vasquez made this beautiful picture, because Elijah loved blue. Okay, hey, I'm wearing my blue heart. There we go. Blue for Elijah. Rainy May, thank you so much. And so he loved dinosaurs. He loved blue. So if you want to share some blue hearts, you can as well. What a cute little boy. A shame, man. I hope that this update is not going to absolutely devastate everyone, right? It sounds like it could be something sad. They said they're not going to be, obviously, they said, we're not going to answer questions. We're just going to give you the update. And that's it. So, okay, we shall see. Color Street Babe said, I live an hour away from this. Sad. So Elijah's mother, 31-year-old Katrina Baur, lives in Wisconsin Dells, almost 3 hours away from where he was staying with her boyfriend, Jesse Vang. Don't get me started on that guy. Elijah has an older sister. She's apparently from or with Katrina's family and is safe. No family lives close to where he was staying. Elijah's father, Jimmy Vue, is currently incarcerated. But this Jesse Vang, that's the guy that said he's going to discipline him and teach him to be a man. To be a man at age 3. At age 3, discipline him and teach him how to be a man. We've seen a case like that, that Daniel Aguilar trial we watched together. Sort of those vibes, but I think this one, it sounds a lot worse. So where was Elijah last seen? Thank you for sharing blue hearts. With Jesse Vang. 39, maybe now it's 40, I don't know. Jesse Vang, we'll look here quickly. Okay, so he's described as I think he describes himself, or Katrina describes him as well, the enforcer of rules, a father figure. Katrina wanted her boyfriend to teach her 3-year-old how to be a man, and she said he uses disciplinary tactics. Look at all his previous charges as well. Wow. Okay. Right. Be a man. Teach a 3-year-old. Now, Jordan James shared on social media, just so everyone knows, Jesse is a criminal. He mysteriously came into her life 3 weeks ago and wanted to be a father figure to Elijah. I've been talking to my sister every day for a year now. He gave her a car and really got her to believe that he wanted to be there for Elijah. So this Jordan would obviously be Katrina's brother, right? He gave her a car, really got her to believe he wanted to be there for Elijah. I have all the texts from Trina in the last month. She never once said that she wanted him to discipline Elijah. She wanted him to be a positive male role model. Jimmy's in prison for trying to kill Trina and Elena. Jimmy and Jesse sold Trina into sex trafficking 7 years ago. These are not good people. Jesse's got a good attorney right now, and the police are definitely tricking her into saying these things. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt from social media. Somebody in the middle, if we look at the middle there, that's Katrina Baur, the mother. The mother. Again, we got to say it like this, right? I used to live next to them when they lived in Wisconsin Dells area. It was Elijah, his sister, and the mother. And I'm not making any assumptions, but Katrina would often scream and yell at them and grab them harshly when they would do something wrong. His sister was outside at 3 a.m. one time at the apartment complex, wandering around, and a tenant took her back to her mom's apartment. In December, she would have him outside with no coat, just his pull-up. We've got 8 minutes to the press conference. Okay, we did inform the police about it, but we know how the system is. I hope he's found safe. He was such a precious little boy. Now, this Jesse Vang has a son who allegedly is on the autism spectrum. Jill and Brian in the chat says this little child never stood a chance. The police have been searching bodies of water, farms, landfills, and all around the Two Rivers community, utilizing all resources, canines, drones, boats, you name it. They really searched for him, which is why they've recently found the remains of what they believe to be a child. They didn't say race, sex, age, anything like that, but the update today could be about that, right? The FBI is also involved in the search for Elijah. Families also been helping search for Elijah, who have not seen him for some time. Community members are urged to search properties for places where a child might hide. Example, vehicles, outbuildings, all of that. So all of these flyers were shared and everybody was looking for him. And they said, look for surveillance footage between February 12th and 20th of 2024. Police also asked the public not to use personal drones or dogs to help in the search. Here's some pictures of him as well. And they found that shoe. You see that he was wearing shoes kind of like that with the dinosaurs on. And remember, they found a shoe like that outside the house. So finding a shoe like that and finding a blanket, it was just all sounding very, very sad. But there's been no answers until maybe today there will be. So Katrina was arrested and charged with party to a crime, child neglect, and is being held on a $15,000 cash bond. She was also charged with 2 times obstruction of justice on February 26th. Jesse Vang was arrested and charged with child neglect and is being held on a $20,000 cash bond. Now, there's been a couple of court hearings and things along the way. We actually haven't streamed that. Not because I don't want to. Normally, it's just because we're so busy with something else, right? So, multiple law enforcement. So, my point is, I would like to update that information. Hopefully, today we can get some updates on that and we can continue to follow this case and there will be some answers. Multiple law enforcement agencies, including the Two Rivers Police Department, they're the ones having the press conference today. The FBI, the Wisconsin Department of Criminal Investigations, the Manitowoc Police Department, the County Sheriff's Office, and these words are hard to say, some of them, hey? Sheboygan County Sheriff's Office are involved in the search for the little boy. Dive teams were combing through nearby waterways, while investigators also turned their attention to a landfill site. Oh, my goodness. A large number of local volunteers were also searching. They said, we're all out here for the same reason, to find that little boy. Oh, my goodness. So, okay. Let's just see. Caroline says, first impression, these are scummy people. So there was or is the number to call. They'll update us today on, what happens next. 3 years old, last seen February 20th of 2024 around 8 a.m. at Michicot Road, Two Rivers, Wisconsin. 3 foot tall, 45 pounds, dark brown hair, and a birthmark on his left knee. Hmong and white ethnicity. Last seen wearing gray sweatpants, red and green dinosaur shoes, and then the one shoe was found outside the house and was possibly carrying a plaid red and white blanket. Okay, so we have that. Now I want to show you this quickly. Thank you so much to MB Inc. I'm always mentioning MB Inc. For sending me all these links because we were busy with the trial today, and someone in our chat alerted us that this was happening, and then he just sent me all these links, which is very, very helpful. Okay. So, Let's look at this news article from today. Today's September 13th of 2024. We've got 4 minutes to go. Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Two Rivers Police will hold a news conference Friday for an update on the search for missing Elijah Vue. It'll be held at 4:30 p.m. at the Two Rivers J.E. Hamilton Community House, bearing a room. Police said this will be a briefing only and won't answer questions. Elijah was reported missing on February 20th by his mother's boyfriend, Jesse Vang, who was caring for, I'm sorry, I gotta put it like this, caring for or disciplining him, turning a 3-year-old into a man. Come on, man. I hope he learns how to be a man in jail and maybe one day in prison. Okay, so caring for the boy. He told police he woke up from a nap and the boy was gone from his apartment on Michigan Road. Elijah was 3 at the time. His 4th birthday was last month. Several agencies are working to identify human remains recently found on private property in Two Rivers. Many are wondering if it could be missing toddler Elijah Vue. A member of Elijah's family posted to social media saying, "It is likely, but not confirmed." Bay plans on broadcasting this news conference on air and online. Andrea, thank you so much for your sticker. Okay, so we've got that. And then over here, the Two Rivers Police Department actually said, "We will be providing an update for Elijah Vue today at 9/13/24 at 4:30 p.m. during a press briefing that the media has been invited to attend. We'll be live streaming the briefing as well. Thank you." Shane, look at this picture. So cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got 3 minutes to go until the press conference. So let's just quickly I just want to make sure there's people sending me links and things. Just hold on 1 second.
My name is Melissa Wiesner. Last name spelling Wiesner. I'm the Assistant Chief with the Two Rivers Police Department. I would like to first thank you all for taking the time to be here, and also to those of you watching or listening in. Your unwavering concern and support for Elijah has been greatly appreciated by all of us. Today we're holding this press briefing to provide you updates in regards to the search for Elijah Vue. Since the moment that we took the call on February 20th of this year for Elijah Vue being missing, Elijah has been our top priority and will remain our top priority. Because we are committed to open and honest communication with our community, we are holding this press briefing. Chief Ben Meinert of the Two Rivers Police Department will be sharing important updates with you all. Meinert's last name is spelled Meinnert. We will not be taking any questioning during or following the press briefing because we are already sharing all of the information that we are able to provide to you at this time. There will be a packet available for you containing the information that Chief will be sharing, and I will provide that to you following the press briefing. Chief Meinert.
Thank you all for being here. Last Saturday, Sheriff Hartwig called me immediately upon learning his deputies were responding to investigate a report of skeletal remains found by someone in the town of Two Rivers. With night falling near, the entire area was secured while a variety of resources were gathered to investigate. Ultimately, a forensic anthropologist with the Wisconsin State Crime Laboratories was able to confirm a skull and bones as human remains. On Sunday, my staff assisted the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office, Department of Justice, Division of Criminal Investigation, and the Wisconsin Crime Lab with recovery of those remains and any associated evidence. The intentions of our team were to first notify family of the discovery and then alert the public. Prior to that, however, reports went out on social media and other platforms, some of which were false and most of which had yet to be confirmed. While we do feel it's important to share information with the public, our first priority is Elijah and the integrity of the investigation, as well as communication with the family. These are the facts that I can share. The remains were found on private property by a person getting his land ready for the hunting season. This land was not on Manitou Girl Scout camp property, but rather a thick wooded area with heavy underbrush, just to the north of Manitou. This location is just over 3 miles northwest of where he originally was reported missing. This area had been searched several times, as had been reported, by law enforcement searches, by private searches, by the landowner, by air, and with various search and rescue teams. Despite all those previous efforts and throughout different conditions and changing seasons, we continued searching and even had continued searches scheduled as early as next week. The remains found by the hunter and recovered by law enforcement were taken to the Wisconsin Crime Lab for DNA testing to identify the person. It is with a heavy heart that I announce to you today those remains were identified as Elijah Vue. With that news and following this briefing, the Amber Alert will be canceled. As soon as Elijah was identified, we notified his family. I ask that you respect them and allow them to grieve. The area where Elijah was located is private property, and we ask that you respect the private property owner and avoid that area. This is not the outcome that we hoped for. The family's devastated, we're devastated, our community's devastated. I never met Elijah, but I watched that 3-year-old boy bring out the best in this community. I can't thank the public and our businesses enough. Thank you, DCI, for continuing to lead this investigation, FBI for their support, and our local, state, and federal law enforcement and fire departments, as well as the numerous neighboring agencies. I'd also like to thank all the churches, schools, all the search and rescue groups, and our residents and the family members. Thank you to all that the various city employees have done. The efforts of all of you and many others help bring conclusion to this phase of the investigation. What started out as a search for a missing boy is now a death investigation. Although we understand your desire for information, we can't share every detail, and we must maintain the integrity of the investigation. We know the family and the community has a lot of questions. This is a process that will take a great deal of time, and we'll do everything we can in this investigation to answer those questions. Going forward, we'll continue to share updates provided from DCI and the Manitowoc County DA. We will receive them, and we will continue to be your sole source of accurate information. Now that we know the location of where Elijah was located, off Christy Bob Lane and Manitou Drive, we ask that anybody with any information, if you haven't previously provided it or you think it may be useful in this investigation, to please contact law enforcement. Again, my assistant chief will provide you with the information on how to do so if you can. And again, thank you all for being here.
Chief, when do you expect a death investigation or autopsy?
Sorry, as a reminder, there will not be any questions.
Would that autopsy results be coming?
As Chief said, if you have any information that you feel would be beneficial for this investigation, please contact Detective Lieutenant Glazer of the Two Rivers Police Department at 920-686-7200. Again, that's Detective Lieutenant Glazer, Glaser, at the Two Rivers Police Department at 920-686-7200. As Chief Meinert said, we too are devastated by this news. Elijah was a little guy, but he left a huge impact on all of us, and he will not be forgotten. That will conclude the information we're sharing today at this press briefing. As a reminder, we will not be having questions at this time, as we already shared all the information we are available.
Will police still bring homicide charges to the district attorney?
autopsy scheduled?
Oh, and that was it. Okay, shame, man. Oh no. Okay, sorry. I hope I'm not too soft or too loud compared to that audio. I had to boost it quite a bit there. Not too much, but at least we could see it better, right, with that press conference, that feed. So that is a very sad update. If anyone is only joining now, Elijah Vue was last seen on February 20th of 2024, and he was found 3 miles northwest of where he was reported missing. And his remains were found in a thick wooded area with heavy underbrush on a private property. And the police had actually searched that property multiple times. I mean, they had drones, they had dogs, they had everything. And they hadn't found him at that time. And so they actually were going to continue, they have been continuing the search efforts and had search efforts scheduled for next week. This is now a death investigation. As we already know, his mother and her boyfriend are in jail. They were arrested in February already. We've just gone over that before the press conference, just to recap. So I don't know what charges they're going to face now, of course, because this is now a death investigation. So things have changed quite a bit. The Amber Alert was cancelled, right? So yeah, it's Karen says it's so heartbreaking. And that quote from the chief, the sheriff, said, I didn't know Elijah, but I watched that 3-year-old boy bring out the best in this community. That was a really nice quote. And you can see he was affected by this, of course. This is, when they're working so hard to find this little boy who was 3 years old when he was last seen. And the community just recently celebrated his birthday together in honor of him, his 4th birthday on August 25th. So to now find out, actually, no, remains were found by a deer hunter and those remains were confirmed to be his. That is just absolutely devastating. So Debbie says, what were they arrested for? Just if you go back to the beginning of the stream, we went over the charges there. Now, let's see what other charges they'll face from here, of course. Yeah, Anita says that that poor officer was in tears. This is very sad. Obviously, cases involving children are extremely upsetting. So this is definitely not the outcome that anyone wanted. I mean, it's, of course, no matter how much time goes by, one always hopes that, they'll be found somewhere or they're with family or something. But unfortunately, not. I mean, this poor little boy, his mother sent him to be taken care of by the boyfriend who was disciplining him and teaching him how to be a man, by this guy who she calls like the rule enforcer, the disciplinarian. And he's going to raise this little boy up to be a man. But he was 3 years old. 3. Oh my goodness. Okay, so everyone, I don't have too much more to say. I find it all very sad, of course. Sending condolences to the family, I can't imagine, because they also, of course, they hold on to that hope that he will be found. Unfortunately, not under these circumstances. So I will keep you posted. We will see when, Katrina Baur and Elijah Vang are next in court. If you just go search Katrina Baur, you will find quite a few of her Zoom appearances from the jail for a court hearing. The last one, I think, was a month ago. And they had said Katrina Baur's bond to stay the same, will be allowed supervised contact with her children. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we will teleport to the Verdict Watch stream. Okay, don't worry about the time of that stream. That's for the trial that we're watching currently. So if you're watching this in the future and you're like, what stream are we going to? We're going to a trial, Verdict Watch stream. So don't worry about that. I will put the link in the chat as well, and I will see you over there. So let me just quickly make that public. Hold on 1 second, please. Just want to make sure that we can get there. Okay. So here we go, and I'll see you over there, and then I'll type in the questions that the jury had asked before. Thank you so much, everyone. Please look after yourself and your mental health as well. These cases are absolutely devastating. So see you over there at the Verdict Watch one. Bye, everyone.